So hello folks, welcome you all in this video. In this video, we are going to see how to run a Jenkins Docker container. So to run the Jenkins Docker container, we have to pull the Jenkins Docker image first. So first of all, let's have a brief introduction about what Jenkins is. So Jenkins is basically an open source automation server which is used to automate the CI/CD process. So, and why Jenkins is popular too much nowadays, because it is totally free and open source. So to pull the Jenkins Docker image, we have to go official Docker Hub website and search for the Jenkins. So here we can say that there is a lot of updated version of Docker images present. So we can just run the command. Actually, I have written Jenkins as well. So this is the latest version, and this is the latest version of Jenkins. So to pull this Docker image, we have to run this command inside our WSL system. So let's run the command. First copy that. So pull Jenkins, actually Docker pull Jenkins will be there, should be here. And Docker pull Jenkins means it's pulling the Jenkins Docker image from the Docker Hub repository, and LT, this is this column is specifying the tag that we are specifying that we are pulling the LTS, that is latest version. So just run it. So actually it's showing that the image is already pulled. So let's check Docker images. So here you can say this Docker image is already available. So to run the Docker image of Jenkins, that is to run a Docker container, we have to run the command. Docker run, and we have to also specify on which port we are going to run this Jenkins container. And by default, Jenkins listen on port 8080, and we have to map it to our on port, in which port on our local system we are going to access Jenkins. So let's run it. Docker. First check whether let's check how many containers are running currently. So when run Docker ps command, this command specify the running container. So here we can observe that no container is running currently. So let's clear it and run the Docker container of Jenkins. So to run this, we will write the command docker run, and that's d to run this inside the background, and we specify the port on which we are listening to it. So our port will be 5053, and we have to map it with the default port on which Jenkins listen. So 8080, and we have to give the name of it. Actually, let's copy. So let's try to run it. So here you can say docker run. This command run the Jenkins Docker container successfully. Let's check. So docker, through docker ps command we can check. So here we can observe that Docker is running on port 5053 and port 550,000. Actually, I have run this Docker container before, so it's specifying that in these ports Docker is running. So let's go to our Docker engine and check whether it's running or not. So inside our Docker engine, here we can observe the Docker is running on this port, and we can also access this on our local host, but just typing the http localhost 5053. Let's first run it. So yeah, here it's it's loading the things. Just wait for a moment. Actually, the internet connection is a little bit slow. So here we can see that Docker instance of Docker is running successfully on our local host. Where it's prompting that your browser will reload automatically when Jenkins is ready. So it's maybe take time. So since it is taking time, let's first see what is the password to just login, because it will ask for the password while logging. So we can check the password by running command docker logs, and we have to specify the container id, that is fa3e, right? So this is the password, static password. Here it is also saying the Jenkins install setup is required and admin user has been created and the password generated. Okay, so the password is this. Let's copy it. So just paste the password and let's continue. So here we can observe that the customized, that is Docker container of Jenkins is running successfully. So let's install this suggested plugins. So here the Jenkins is by default installing all the suggested plugins, like download folders, pipeline, git, and all the required plugins to run to automate the CI/CD process, any other automation process that's supported by Jenkins. Because there is thousands of plugins available inside Jenkins, so it's pulling out those. It will take a little bit time. So here we have seen that it is successfully running on our local host, and we have to take care of the port while mapping it, because we have to map it with by default port of Jenkins, that is listen on 8080 port, and we have to map with any our local host port. Okay, so on the Docker engine we can also see that Jenkins container is running, and here is my specifying underscore drawing. Actually this name is by default given by the by default name, because once we run the Jenkins, then it will automatically generate a unique name and a unique ID associated with it. And this is the image we are running, and here it is status showing it's running, and here the timing started, that last we have started this container 16 seconds ago. So let's check. It will ask for the administrative user ID and password, so we have to specify the user ID and password as well. Here it's showing the user, create your first admin user. So username is let's I created Rohit, Rohit 62 suppose created, and password is full name Rohit. So let's specify my email address as well. So here save and continue, and it's showing the instance to configure like Jenkins URL. So we can also specify Rohit 62. This is our Jenkins URL. So yes, Jenkins is your Jenkins setup is complete. Start using Jenkins, and when we installed it successfully, when we given all the set all the user ID and password, here this is the working interface of the Jenkins, and here it is show that Rohit Singh is successfully logged in, and there is lot of things to do. So that's all about it. We have seen that how we just pull the Docker image of Jenkins from the Docker Hub repository and run it on our local host, on the desired port on which we are trying to run it. So thank you, have a nice day. Hope this video proves fruitful to you, and if any query and any mistake happens by me, please comment it out. I will try to correct them, and if you have any query, please feel free to connect me on my social platform, and I have already mentioned our my LinkedIn and Twitter account link. Thank you. Have a nice day.